Let's continue with creating some show hide elements. These are a little bit more advanced, a little bit more high fidelity. You probably wouldn't want to do this for a quick lo-fi wireframe. But in some cases, there are some little things in here that you could find useful even for lo-fi. So this is just like previous examples that we had. We're showing and hiding, changing the link text, and here we're also including a little icon. And we're using the slide down, slide up, and it's pushing the elements above, below, pushing and pulling the elements below. And so in our first example, we started off with very simple toggle. This is the very simplest, and it doesn't change the link text, but it's very quick and easy. And then here we have the one that we're working with now, which changes the link text and pushes and pulls the elements, and also uses slide up, slide down. So then, if you take a look at this very carefully though, this icon here is not clickable, which if you're doing usability testing could be a problem. If very common for people to try to click on things like that, and you may want to make sure that that's clickable also. So then down here I have even more advanced example where this is clickable, and it has sort of a Ajax effect with a progress indicator processing, which is kind of a nice. And here we're using the fade in as opposed to the slide up, slide down, just kind of works better with the progress thing. So we're going to show how to do all that. I'm going to zip really fast through this, adding the icon and making it clickable. And then in the next lesson, we'll go over how to do things like add that little progress indicator. So let's close out of our browser real quick and open up Axure. Here we are. I'm going to start off with a brand new page. I'm going to go really quick, and I'm going to zip through everything from scratch, which will be kind of nice to see it all together from one end to the next. So we're going to create our link, show, and give it some color to make it look like a link. Then we're going to get our content. Okay. So we've got the basic parts here now, and what we're going to do is convert this into a dynamic panel and give it two different states so that we can go back and forth to show either the link text changing or the icon changing. And then we also have to name this and hide it. So let's start there. Let's name this content. Great, so it's got a name right here, content, and then we're going to hide it. So now it's hidden. Now we're going to take this link and convert it into a dynamic panel. So we're going to right-click, select Convert to Dynamic Panel, and we want to name our dynamic. That's the first step. Whenever you create a dynamic panel, name it. So I'm going to name it Show Hide Link. And then we're going to name our first state Show. And then we're going to duplicate that state and call it Hide. Okay, great. So let's go in. Now we have everything that we need. We have a dynamic panel with two states, and we have this content area, which is hidden. We have everything we need now to go in and add our interactions to this link, which will be controlling this named element. So let's go in. We're going to double click this, click this button to open up all the states. We're going to start with the first one. Oh, before we forget, let's go into the hide. It's right here, hide. You can either click here, or you can navigate between them here. So I'm going to go into hide and quickly change the text before we get confused. So this is going to be hide. So now we have everything we need. So let's go to show first. We're going to select the link. We're going to double click on click. We're going to show content. We're going to slide down and we're going to push widgets below and we're going to swing. That's the animation for the pushing. So that's good so far. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is to change the panel state. So set panel state. We're going to set the panel state of the show hide link to hide. Great. So this one's done. We can close it. Now let's go to the show hide link hide state. We're going to do just the opposite. We're going to double click on click. We're going to hide content. Here it is, hide. And we're going to slide up. We're going to pull widgets below. We're going to use the swing animation. And then that's part one. And the second part is set panel state. Show hide link. We're going to set it to show. Let's test out our interaction. So Control Shift P. And let's see, it should be working. So great. It's working just as we planned. We've got our link text is changing, right? And our animation is working. Looks great. All right. So now let's quickly add an icon. You could do this in a number of different ways, but the way we're going to do it is I'm going to open up both states. And now we're going to start with the show. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm just going to make a shape with this rectangle. Actually, I'll zoom out. You click on this gray box, or the little gray circle here, and you get the other shapes. And we're going to start off with this icon. And we can make it a lot smaller. Let's zoom in just a little bit. And I've experimented a little bit. So 7 by 10 works great for this. So make a little tiny triangle. And we're going to need 2 of these actually. So I'm going to take this one and drag copy it. And we need to change it to be pointing down. Like this. And then we need to change its dimensions to 10 by 7. So now we have both of our arrows. I'm going to select them both and take off the border. And I think orange. We're going to do orange. So now we have our little orange arrows and we have our text. So it's going to look something like this. And let's say in this example we've changed our mind and we don't want to change the text, we just want to change the icon. This is going to say details. That's what after some iterations on the design, we changed it to details, and we're just using the icon to show that it's opening and closing. I'm just going to drag copy of this and take the interactions off of it and change the arrow to make my other one. And let me just see if I think it's kind of lined up the way I want. Okay, that's good enough for now. So we're going to put this back up. Remember, dynamic panels have to be zeroed out like this. Then I'm going to take this one and take all of it and cut it from here and go to the hide link, zoom in a little bit, just going to keep this off to the side for now and paste that and put it right up here. So now I have two links. One that says, you know, the two states look almost the same except for the icon. But we want to keep these interactions. So I'm going to go into this hide link, which we had already prepared, and I'm just going to copy the interactions. I just used Command C, you know, to copy all of this. I'm going to put it right on here, and then Command V, and now I have copied. I can delete this one now. I just copied over the interactions onto this other newly designed link. So I'm going to close this out, and let's test it out and see what it looks like. Control-Shift-P, and great. And it's kind of what we were looking to do here also, is to make sure that the text doesn't shift around. You know, that's sort of why we did that, all that copy pasting. But it works great. So the next lesson, we're going to show you how to make sure that this is clickable. It's not clickable right now.